All right, cars are great and all, but sometimes it's good to bring it back to the basics.
The strong and mighty bicycle is showing off its true power once again in Placer County.
Dina Kupfer is in Loomis with the Bike Patrol Unit. Hi, Dina.
Yes, good morning to all of you. We are in Placer County. So the Bike Patrol Unit is something they actually had years ago with the Sheriff's Office, and they are bringing it back. It actually started last year, but really starting to pick up this year. What you're watching this morning is actually one of their training moments. And so this is simulating what they would be doing in real life, maybe in a public setting, right? So we've got Sergeant Martin Irvin with us this morning with Placer County Sheriff's Office. Tell me exactly what these folks are doing. And this is actually really hard, harder than it looks.
Right. It's actually much more difficult than it looks if you're not used to doing this. But what this training does is it simulates for when we go out to bigger events where there's large crowds or things of that nature. They have to be able to ride through the crowds and be able to control the bike at slow speed, stop at any moment to be able to avoid from running into a pedestrian or an obstacle. So this progressively here goes from one box size, and the boxes progressively get smaller to make it more and more difficult. And then we start adding more bikes in to just add a level of difficulty to it. But it's also fun for them. It's a challenge, right? So we enjoy the challenge.
It's actually, so I am somebody who's done a little mountain biking and e-biking in my life, and to be able to maneuver something like this, it's not necessarily for the faint of heart. You still have to be very fit. I think some people think e-bikes, oh, that means that they're getting a little assist. It's pedal assist, but there's no throttle on these.
Correct, yeah. There's no throttle. It's not a motorcycle, so you still have to put the work in. It just helps you out a little bit, which is great for when you get into elevated elevations like up in Tahoe, or you have to make it up a hill, or you're trying to get somewhere quick and still be able to perform once we get there.
Yeah, and so you were talking earlier, you're hoping to eventually have about 20 members, deputies, as part of the unit from here to Tahoe. Primarily, what will be the focus of this group? Because we've seen, your deputies on water rescues, we've seen them on snowmobiles, we've seen them on boats, and now they get to be on mountain bikes.
Right. So primarily, they'll be involved in, providing security for events or getting out and patrolling areas that we just can't get to on four wheels. Yeah. There's a lot of areas. I mean, our county's great as far as recreation and things of that nature, but you just can't get to a lot of it. Or we have other things within the community that we deal with whether it be transient encampments or things like that just take a long time to get to. So it allows them to get out to those quicker. But a lot of it you're going to see them out at big events, things like that nature, getting up there. 4th of July up in Tahoe. I'm sure you're going to see these guys out there to be able to get around that traffic.
Yeah. How you doing, guys? How's it feel? Good. Okay. That's a lot harder than it looks, trying to maneuver those wheels. And then finally, for people who are maybe not understanding fully what the role of maybe these deputies out in the community are, this actually allows them to be a little bit more approachable. Because when you see a deputy roll in on one of their cruisers, there's a piece of glass between them and the community. This gives them some face time.
Right. Exactly. It allows us to have a more personable connection. You're getting rid of that barrier of a car door and a window between us and the community, and letting them see we're just like them. We're just people like everybody else, and we want that engagement. We want you to come up and talk to us. We want them to have that interaction with you. We want you to share your stories with us, and us to be able to share ours with you, and just have that community involvement with everyone.
It's great. Okay, I told the deputies this morning this is kind of going to be one, putting them on the spot, a little bit of pressure, but also a great recruitment video. Because if you're at home going, hey, I love mountain biking, I want to be a Placer County Sheriff's deputy, you could do that.
Absolutely. Come on now. We have great equipment, great community. Can't get much more beautiful than here to work in law enforcement. So if you're interested in a career, come on down.
Yeah, it's really cool. You guys have a lot of cool stuff going on. All right, well, thank you. You all did great. You passed. We're excited to see you out in the community. No one took a digger on the air. That's the most important part, guys.
Exactly.
All right, we're going to send it back to you in the studio. But